Well, good morning, Jackie. Here we are again.
And good morning, Lisa. Good to be here with you again.
Yes.
And hello,
Now,
everyone out there.
yes, hello, everyone who we're not doing live, we're doing Zoom and you'll get it. Today we are going to be talking all about ghee and pregnancy and postpartum and mums. And I'm guessing we might even touch a little bit on hormones.
Yeah, it can go there as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's jump right in. Jack, tell me what maybe are the top 3 things I should know about ghee and being a mum or just, a mum when it's little and
yeah. Well, let's talk both about pregnancy and postpartum. And, I wanted to share with you something I don't think I've talked about yet, which is the word ojas. And I think we may have touched on it one other time, but when a woman is pregnant, there's so much, giving into the building of a beautiful new being, and really, exciting time. But we need so much good nourishment and good vitality and good reserves to give to that, process as well. And this essence of vitality that we can build, and it can become depleted in lifetime as well. In Ayurveda, we call that ojas, which is OJAS. And ojas it's like the sap or the juice of the body.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So is it like if you walk past someone in the street and they're just kind of like shining?
Yes.
They've got like just really good juice
glow
about them,
yeah,
right?
and then glow.
Or even ourselves, some days you look in the mirror and go, oh, I look so old today. And other days it's like, oh yeah, I'm hitting the spot. So is that like the level of OJs? Is it OJs as in orange juice, or
ojas.
How do you say ojas?
Yeah.
Okay.
They AS but pronounce ojas.
Okay.
So it takes 30 days to build ojas through good nourishment of food. And I mean, it is the essence of vitality, and it is what gives people that beautiful glow. It supports immunity. It brings a feeling of contentment, and it helps to promote really good sleep, which is a really good thing, because good quality sleep is one of the things that helps to build ojas, as well as good quality digestion. So we need good ojas for, one, becoming pregnant, and two, having a good pregnancy and building good milk for the baby, post birth as well. And what I wanted to share with you briefly in this topic is the sequence of events of building ojas, which is the nourishment of all 7 tissues in the body. They're called dhatus in Ayurveda. And it's a sequential event. So, good quality food goes in. And ghee is one, absolutely a part of the good quality food that goes in, because out of any known food, really, ghee is like liquid ojas.
Can you say that again?
Sure.
Out of all the food?
Out of all food, ghee is liquid ojas.
Oh, music to my ears.
Directly, this essence of vitality, this juicy sap of the body. So with good quality digestion, we've got this nutrient pool of nutrients and the food that feeds the body, and it goes into our bloodstream or into our system and feeds first the rasa, which means the sap of the body, which could equate to the lymphatic system, which is the juiciest, largest watery aspect of our body. So that gets fed first. That takes what it needs, digests what it needs, gives off a bit of waste, and then the rest goes to the next tissue, which is the blood or the rakta. Again, that takes what it needs, gives off some waste, and then it goes down to the muscle, and then to the fat, and then to the bone, and then to the bone marrow. And the 7th layer of tissue is shukra, which is ovum and sperm. So we can see how, through good nourishment of our body, nourishment of all these tissues, these major tissues of the body, comes down to then creating good vitality and good fertility. And when there's still some left over, this is the exciting bit, when there's still some left over, it builds ojas.
Nice. And I guess that's why they say, hey, if you're looking to increase your fertility, look at increasing that seventh tissue.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay. I get you.
That ovum and sperm. So
Yeah.
having ghee in our diet helps nourish, all these levels of our tissue and promote the building of ojas in our body as well. And we need that ojas for, good pregnancy. Of course, it's also, the ghee is rich in vitamin E and A, fat soluble vitamins, so helps to, having ghee in our diet helps us to absorb. Not only does it give us those, vitamins as well, but it helps us to absorb those vitamins from our food, our good food intake as well, which is, we need more, when we're building a baby, and postpartum as well. We need deep nourishment as well.
I have a question.
Mm.
I heard a whisper when, I was dabbling in the Ayurveda and finding out more about it, that ghee helps drive the nutrients into the body. Like you said, it takes 30 days from that plasma, was it rasa, lymphatic kind of stage, to get right down to the shukra.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nicely.
And I heard that ghee had the ability to shorten that timeline. Is that correct? Or is it just that it dries and deep?
Yeah, I would say it helps it to go deep into the tissues rather than shortening it. It's a process that it takes that time to happen. That's my understanding of it. Yeah. So we don't necessarily make it happen more quickly, but it builds that nourishment more deeply.
Yeah, and that's why the ghee is good for people that are poorly as well. Like, because it's that whole building a baby. Yeah,
that's a very anabolic process, and ghee is very anabolic. It helps us to build good nourishment in our tissues. Awesome. So isn't it great? So then let's look at postpartum. I mean, birthing a baby, big event, big life event.
Ouch.
Yeah. So there's and for many, I mean, ideally it goes really smoothly, but for many it can be a very traumatic event as well. So the process of birthing always increases vata, which is that nervous system energy that's governed by the wind element. So it is a vata time of life, and vata makes us feel more frazzled, dries us out, more spacey, more wind in the digestion. And really, whenever there's been, well, for example, in pregnancy, we give birth, the space is there now where the baby was, and vata comes and fills that space, because that's what air does. It will fill any vacuum, it will fill the space. Which is why in Indian culture and some others as well, they strap around the belly. Just
the binding. Lots of cultures do the binding, because there's a gap.
That's right.
And it helps support physical.
You don't want to allow that wind, that air energy to fill that gap. So you just gently but firmly bind around the abdomen, which just supports that, the calming of vata. I mean, with any vata, gentle pressure, if there's trauma in the body, child's pose comes to mind in yoga. You're folding in on yourself. There's that gentle pressure of the front of the body, which relieves wind, but it's calming on the nervous system, which is what we want for vata as well.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, ghee is so good, because it is that liquid nourishment. And ghee, the qualities of ghee are sweet, oily, obviously, and a bit cooling and very nourishing. So even though vata, yes, is cold, ghee is not so cold that it's depleting that. So, post-birthing, vata time, vata becomes exacerbated. So we want things that are grounding and nourishing, and food to be warm as well. So we can, use the ghee and the cooking of food to bring that deeper nourishment, to help the nutrients to go deep into the tissues as well.
Amazing. And how does it help with, I've heard that it's a boob food as well.
Exactly. So it does help. We need that ojas, that essence of vitality, to have enough juice or sap in our body to build the milk as well. So ghee absolutely promotes that good quality and abundance of milk as well. So, you know, there's two reasons that I understand that milk might not flow. One is depletion, so the body just doesn't have enough juice or sap for it to build that extra fluid. And the other one is blockages. So stagnation or ducts getting blocked, and ghee is so good at lubricating as well. It doesn't create blockage. It helps smooth things out, helps things move through. So, you know, internally ghee helps that process, you know, absolutely create, you know, good quality milk, as well as an abundance of, you know, that milk for baby as well. And, you know, to keep nourishing the mother as she gives so much of herself at this beautiful time. And they often call that first month or even first 40, 42 days, you know, sometimes it's said it's 40 days, sometimes 42, but that's like the golden month. So immediately after birthing, that's the time to really care for the baby, the mother, the family, to insulate from the world and, you know, everything that's going on, not have too many visitors. In fact, when I had my first child, we, you know, told everyone not to bombard us, and then we're kind of like, where is everyone? So okay, you can come. But it was such a precious time because we really did cocoon and quiet, and it was winter as well for my first child, so it was that very inward, you know, nourishing, building, eating lots of soup and cake and, you know, all the good things to build up the good stuff. So you know, that's an important time of grounding and nourishing. And another thing that's important after, you know, birthing is the restabilizing and rebalancing of hormones. And, you know, we often talk about oxytocin as being a part of, you know, that happy hormone that comes through breastfeeding and, you know, helps us to feel more calm and relaxed and soothed. And good quality fats, and ghee is absolutely, you know, way up there in terms of good quality fats, really helps to promote oxytocin, you know, as well. So, you know, if any hormone, and this is not scientifically proven, but if any hormone in the body is, you know, like the ojus hormone, it would be oxytocin. It's like, it's the love hormone. It's what pervades the whole body in that good well-being feeling. And that's what ojus gives us as well.
Okay, so the ghee is a little bit like it's a mood food as well as a boob food.
Absolutely.
That's how I normally talk about it, because it's easy to remember.
Yeah, mood food and boob food.
All these fun facts.
And it's also a fat that supports liver, and the liver is also doing a lot at that time of birthing and pregnancy.
Oh, okay, tell us about that.
Well, it's just an organ that does a lot of the time anyway. And so when it comes to rebalancing our hormones, our liver's always involved.
Okay. So it's all about the balance of the hormones.
Yeah. Wow, my light's going really funny.
I just thought you were in a disco there.
No, I think it's the sunlight passing through clouds. So.
I know. Well, we actually got some beautiful sunlight today, so
yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah. So, and the one other thing, you know, after having a baby, lots of sleepless nights. Okay, you're up breastfeeding or tending to, you know, the different rhythms that the beautiful babe goes through. And I mentioned before that sleep is one of the things that builds ojus. Lack of sleep is one of the things that depletes ojus. So, having the ghee in our diet really does help to promote, you know, the ojus, because it's a catch-22.
And the grounding, like you can be really frazzled without the sleep.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and you get that stressed out, frazzled feeling, and then your baby's crying and it's not latching properly, you know, in those early days, and it's like, and you just
stressful. Yeah.
I just, you know, I imagine it like just the ghee almost is like a big hug.
Yeah.
You know, when you're feeling like that, it's just grounding and just nurturing and building that, all those stuff. Yeah.
And traditionally in India, they often give ghee as the first food to the baby, just the tiniest little bit. to be.
Yeah, there's lots of Instagram accounts now doing like boob to food and what baby's first food should be and that kind of thing. And all of them do recommend ghee because as first dairy because it's lactose free.
Yeah.
And really gentle on the stomach.
And energetically, it's like reminding the body that ojas is what you need in your lifetime. So here's that essence of ojas in the ghee, in the liquid food.
Oh, okay, from a ceremonial point of view.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, cat's just biting me.
Oh.
And if nipples get a bit cracked or sore, then ghee on the nipples is also very helpful, very soothing, very anti-inflammatory, very healing.
Yeah, okay, because of the anti-inflammatory properties.
If you don't want to give the ghee directly to the baby, you just put it on after they're fed and just let your body absorb that.
Oh, so they bring in the ghee very, very early, like when the baby's still tiny, breastfeeding.
Yeah, but it's I mean really just the tiniest little bit,
like we're talking like a millimeter.
Yeah,
okay,
kind of small.
Yeah, well, they when you think about what not all mums, but what's what's on the market these days, babies with Bonjela and baby Panadol and all of those different things that they may not be having solids yet.
But taking those sorts of
things. They're taking antibiotics and all this other stuff, so that 1 millimeter to remind the system about the ojas is negligible, really, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it like that. Normally when you think of giving a little tiny baby some real food other than the breast, you kind of think, no, it's too early, but there's so many things that they get given in our society, right?
Yeah. Keeping it pure, keeping it simple, that's usually good.
Well, that's awesome. Now I wish I'd known all of this when I was younger. My boys are much older, young. We were just talking about earlier before the call, young adults, and they love the ghee, and they always come and say, "Oh, Mum, can I have some free ghee?"
Yeah, I mean, it's good at any age, any stage of life. Absolutely.
Yeah, because if we just flip back now to like fertility, and I know Ayurveda talks about the whole of a person's life. They're very holistic, not just about what's happening in the body, but what's happening in the mind and the environment when an egg's fertilized. But as a young man, it's great to have the ghee if they're wanting to have babies.
Absolutely.
Because you can't just, there's two people that make up this baby, not just the egg from the mother.
Yeah.
But also the quality of the sperm makes a big difference.
It does. And in the ideal world, a couple would spend minimum 3 months up to 6 months of preparing the soil, building that ojas, building their fertility, cleansing their body, really preparing to make the best possible
baby.
A baby, but I think the best possible quality of ovum and sperm to then come together in a very conscious and loving way to create a baby. I mean, that's the idea.
That's the idea.
That's like the gold standard. Ideal.
I don't know how often that happens, but
but it's a lovely time to bring that in consciously. But it's not.
But I just didn't want the blokes to miss out. Like the geese, like the sperm is actually really super important in the quality of the.
Absolutely.
Fertilization.
Very good point.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, we got through quite a lot today, and I don't want to drag it on. We decided that look at your cat. You can just see the eye. Oh.
He's always on me if I'm home doing.
Oh, they know. Like kids. Kids know you're on the phone.
Yeah.
Animals know you're on your computer.
It's very true.
Like this.
On the keyboard.
Didn't mean to write that. Thank you again. Our next episode, I believe, is on inflammation or digestion. Digestion, which gut health. Huge topic, gut health. And I'm sure we can talk for hours on that, but this is just really nice and succinct. And look, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And I think at some point we'll do a live, we'll do a Q&A and we'll go through all the questions. And
that would be great.
Yeah, because it's a super interesting topic, and another wonderful thing that Ghee can do. Thanks, Jack.
My pleasure. Nice to connect.
Okay. Bye, Ghee gang.
See ya.